I'd like to walk in line with what the last speakers just said. One of the things that we looked forward to when Asiwaju was elected as president was based on the background, especially for those of us who've followed him deeply in his political antecedents and what he achieved in his previous office, was that we expected him to bring to the fore his personal conviction. I think this is the first time that we've had a president that has shown strong personal conviction, someone who's prepared for this office, and he's shown it. He's been bold, he's been decisive. This is something that we haven't seen commonly, and this is something that we need to appreciate. Now, going for the first 1 year, what we've seen is that he's already started to put their policies for the first time that you can see are personal. One of the things that I like to bring out is the credit corp, Nigerian credit corp. This is something that he campaigned upon, and a lot of leaders that we had in the past make general promises, but when you see a promise come from a particular candidate, so you look forward to see whether it was just campaign talk. But within 1 year, the credit corp bill has been sent and been put in place, and he's actually established that cooperation with somebody who's, you can see, very technical. So you can see that he's driven in that area, because credit is something that we need to reform our economic space in terms of the way people purchase goods, maybe they buy houses or cars. It is a very, very important structural reform that is going on there in that space that people are not really putting an eye on. So those are the initial signs that I'm looking on. And again, of course, we know he was very bold when it came to removing the subsidy and trying to merge the multiple exchange rate system that was in place when he came. Though that brought a bit of challenge and difficulties in terms of repercussions, inflation, and all that. But that boldness, look, a lot of every other president has basically campaigned on this. The last president said they were going to take out subsidy, but nobody had the real boldness to bite that bullet. So it's come with some pain, but there's going to be some gain. So I think that this 1 year, we haven't had a president that has shown this conviction and personal boldness and decisiveness in a long time. That's my view, and that is my takeaway from the press, from what we've seen. And again, like the last speaker said, there's also a lot of feedback when the policy is rolled out, and the feedback from the population is that we're not in sync with this. As the cybercrime bill was something that we can immediately refer to. You can see the response of government, that they're listening, they're in touch. And coming to the other arms of government, this, of course, one of the fallouts of the removal of fuel subsidy has been the expanded revenue that's available at all levels of government. Now, we have the state and the local government. One of the biggest challenges is that the local government system in Nigeria has become practically paralyzed. But in the last 2 weeks, the federal government has instituted an action at the Supreme Court against all the 36 states to ensure that finally the local governments have the financial autonomy that they require to impact on the people. Because you see, we need to have government impacting at all levels. And a lot of governments have just mounted this and tried to deal with this, but going about it in this decisive manner at the Supreme Court in a suit against all the 36 states sees the conviction of the government that we have in power today. And which is not a surprise, because he's been somebody that always campaigned about true federalism. And this is actually one of the legs on which this has to stand. We need to have all the arms of government able to complement and play their roles in ensuring that we bring about this transformation. And I think this is in line with the Renewed Hope agenda. So I think so well and good. 1 year is still a very short period, but the initial signs are there. There are difficulties. Clearly, we are operating in a difficult economic space right now. And thankfully, the Minister of State for Agriculture is here. We have issues with food prices. So I think there's a lot of work that has to be done. But clearly, the ability to face those challenges is not lacking. The ability to confront those challenges is not lacking. And that's why I think the positive takeaway I can see for 1 year. It's already all the ministers throughout the last 2 weeks have been given an account of how they've done in their various areas. And this is something that is novel. And that feedback, which is open to everybody, will be a basis for the government to move forward. So I think there are a lot of positive sides in this administration that we can take credit for.